Hello and welcome to Time to Be Well. I'm Kathy Berry, registered dietitian with the Fountain of Health, and today we're going to talk about eating clean in 2019. It has been a cold winter, but we can be super healthy and super purposeful about a healthy diet in the beginning of the new year. And today we're going to talk about what is exactly clean eating. To me, it is basic, healthy, nutritious ingredients prepared in a very simple and straightforward way. And I like to think of it as solid, just solid nutrition. So stay right there. When we come back, we're going to get busy with a quick entree that is sure to please. Okay, so to begin with, we are going to prepare a dish that I like to think of as super healthy. It combines lean chicken and red peppers and fresh basil and shallots. We're gonna make a simple sauce for it. We've got some brown rice cooking in a groovy little rice cooker, and it is gonna be a one-pot dish that you can make in 20 minutes. Awesome. So we're gonna start with a little peanut oil. Peanut oil is just a nice oil that gives a nice flavor, and it has a high smoke point, so that's very nice for cooking. We're gonna saute our red peppers. We've got about, I would say, 3 red peppers here. The original recipe calls for 2. I like to make it a little bigger because we've got hungry people. We sliced them up nice and thin. We're gonna get this nice and hot, and we're gonna blister these a little bit. And to that, we're also going to add some shallots. Red peppers, shallots, both super healthy, nutritious ingredients. Red peppers, of course, are super high in fiber and vitamin C. They have a beautiful flavor. Children typically like red peppers as opposed to other stronger vegetables because they're sweet. And the shallots are nice because shallots are from the onion family. They're just little baby onions. They're kind of purple in color. And all of the vegetables that come from this family, this allium family, onions, garlic, they all have these flavonoids. And flavonoids are very good for your heart, and they're good disease preventers, especially for diabetes. So those are the good vegetables that we're going to start with. We've got our peanut oil that's nice and toasty, so we'll throw in these red peppers and we'll get them sizzling along. And we just want them to kind of blister a little bit, just to kind of soften them up a little bit, maybe caramelize them a little. And then we'll just saute those for a couple of minutes and take them right out of here. Alrighty, these are looking really good. One of the ways that you can help yourself have a nice, healthy plan for the week is do a little pre-prep on Sunday. Make a mental list of what do I want to prepare this week. Go to the grocery store and then do a little pre-prep on Sunday afternoon. Maybe slice up your peppers, slice up some onions, put them in Ziploc bags in the fridge, and then when you get home after a busy week, there they are, all ready for you. So there's our peppers. We've still got enough oil in the pan, so I have a shallot here just so you can see what it looks like if you've never worked with a shallot before. It's just a little onion. And we've got about 2 or 3 nice shallots. We just sliced them up nice and thin, and we're gonna get those toasting along. Whenever you can add onions and garlic to your dishes, it adds a big punch of antioxidants. We never get antioxidants from Doritos and processed food. We can only get them from fruits and vegetables. And they are the big disease fighters. So the more vegetables that you can incorporate into your dishes, just add more mushrooms to spaghetti sauce, add more onions to spaghetti sauce, add more basil, all of that. Not only does it make things taste better, but it also just gives you a big, powerful nutrition punch. So as you can see, these shallots are caramelizing. And the reason we want to use these shallots is because they're a little milder. A lot of times people eat shallots raw in salad dressings and whatnot, but we're using them in this dish because they're mild and they won't take over the dish, because the dish has a lot of nice light flavors. Like those red peppers are nice and light. We're using a ton of fresh basil and we don't want to overpower it. So there's our shallots. We're going to add those right in the dish with the peppers. I'm going to add a little bit more peanut oil and then we'll cook our chicken. And we'll get that nice and sizzly. That's a real word, sizzly. And in goes the chicken. Now, this dish came from my lovely niece, who is a registered dietitian as well. And she gave me a really good tip with this chicken. If you take out your chicken in the morning and put it in your refrigerator if it's frozen, by the time you get home from work, it'll still have a little bit of a frozen texture, and you can slice it really thin at that time. If it's completely thawed, it's a little harder to handle and get a nice thin slice. So that's what we used. That's what we're using with this. Is we sliced our chicken breast super thin, and then that will help it just be really flavorful and really pretty in the dish. So this is going to cook for a couple of minutes. When we come back, I'm going to stir up the sauce, throw in some more ingredients, so stay right there. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll finish this dish.
All right, I know this isn't any fun to talk about, but we should. Okay, so who's gonna do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
Well, I think we couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Okay, our chicken is nice and done. And I'm going to add in the peppers and the shallots that we've already cooked and bring that all back up to temperature. Stir that around. Now to this, we're going to add 2 more wonderful ingredients. We have got a nice big portion of fresh basil that is going to make it really pretty and pop. And then we've got some super healthy walnuts that I toasted for about 10 minutes. Walnuts are the highest nut in omega-3. Omega-3 is good for your brain, it's good for your heart, good for your joints. Need all those things. So they also give this dish a nice little crunch. So it's a very, very pretty dish. So in go the walnuts. And we toasted those for about 10 minutes. You want to be careful when you toast nuts because it's really easy to burn them. So in go the walnuts. And now in goes the fresh basil. Now you can tear this a little bit if you want to, or you can just throw it all in. It doesn't really matter because it wilts up very quickly, and fresh basil is it's just so nice and clean, and it gives such a great flavor to things. If you grow it in the summertime, it's just awesome to throw it in salads. It's just not for pesto and Italian foods. I mean, it's just great in lots of different things. So I've got my pan pretty full here, as you can see, but it's okay because we just want this, this basil to just wilt a little. Typically I would use a bigger pan, but I really like this pan because it's pretty, and I was also just making a bigger portion of this recipe because it's delicious and we have hungry people here. So we'll just continue to flip this around a little bit so this pretty basil can get a nice wilt. We don't really want to cook it. We just kind of want to wilt it a little. Basil, of course, is a green vegetable, is a powerhouse. Tons of nutrition, tons of antioxidants, tons of flavor. And this dish, I personally think would be a dish that kids would love because all of the flavors are mild and they sort of tend to be on the sweet side. Red peppers are sweet, basil is sweet, chicken is mild, walnuts, lovely. So, see how that basil has kind of wilted for us? Very pretty. Now, gotta have a sauce. Can't just throw that in there plain. Now, as far as clean eating goes, we've got very clean ingredients. We've got chicken, we've got peppers, we've got onions, we've got basil. So we're gonna give it a little sauce. What I've got here is some low sodium soy sauce. I've got about, I would say 10 tablespoons. I've got the juice of 2 big limes. That's always good. And then I've got some nice local honey. Got about 8 tablespoons, I would say, of that. But that's gonna go, I mean, 8 tablespoons of honey sounds like a lot, but it's gonna go in that whole big pan that is more than 4 servings. So we'll just give that a little whisk. And then we're just gonna pour it right in there. The thing about clean eating is it's not complicated. It's very straightforward. And like I like to think of it as just basic. It's just basic and it's solid. It's the way your grandmother would cook. She would stand at the stove and she would stir things together. And that's basically what clean eating is it's just very basic ingredients prepared in a very straightforward way. So I'm gonna turn back up the heat so we get a nice sizzle on that, nice simmer. And then we're gonna plate it up when we come back with some beautiful brown rice. So stay right there. When we come back, we'll just finish this up.
KC streetcar.
Wow, is that the Sprint Center?
This is the streetcar to River Market.
Grandpa, would you take me to the library?
Okay, we're headed over to that gallery in the crossroads.
Next stop, Power and Light. Thank you for riding KC streetcar.
Okay, we're ready. It's done. It's awesome. I can't wait. So what we've got here is this delicious dish. You saw how long it took us to prepare it. It is a great dish for a family. The other thing that I love about this dish is it's fantastic for leftovers, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to make such a big dish, because you can just portion this up, take it to work tomorrow, and you've got a wonderful, healthy lunch. It reheats really well. So let me pretty this up. You can see all that basil in there. It just, you know, cooks really quickly. Looks like we had a ton in there, but it goes. And then we've got some nice little brown rice over here in our groovy brown rice cooker. So we're gonna plate this up. We have some brown rice. You know, sometimes people tell me that they like white rice better than brown rice. I have to say, I think it's kind of better than white rice. It's nuttier, and anytime you can get a little bit more fiber and B vitamins in your diet, it's a good idea. And then here is this delicious chicken, and I gotta get some peppers and some shallots and some basil. All right, so now we're gonna try it, because you're not much of a cook if you can't try your own food, right? Wow, that's really good. I wish you were here to join me, but that is a super easy, quick dish to make, and you can easily prepare it at home. I'm Kathy Berry. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for taking care of yourself through better nutrition and better health. Until next time, be well. You can find all of these recipes and many more on kcmo.gov and just search for Time to Be Well.